Caesar produced the gifts.
Machines. Good morning, good evening. Welcome to Zonin Radio. We'll go live in a few minutes with Luke, from the founder of Pixels, and who's now launching a platform called Stacked, and we're going to explore that with you guys today. It's going to be a good one. See you in a few minutes, guys.
Tryna put on for my team and put on for the blocker. I got one eye for the snakes and one's for undercover. I bounce back when the trap decided just to fuck up. I never had a 30 older, wearing the type to look up. Tryna put on for my team and put on for the blocker. I got one eye for the snakes and one's for undercover. I bounce back when the trap decided just to fuck up. I never had a 30 older, wearing the type to look up. I was surrounded by the board and some did like the cooker. Some prefer the Smith and some did like the Joker. DSG with panel shift and watch me whoosh up. Got a box in the back, can hear it getting shook up. And I can give you work on corners like the Soho hooker. If I drop it to my Aki virgin say it's Booker. And the tummy is that fire loud, come some overseas pounds. I just want 100 different ways we all can eat now. And if I tell you that I got you, then it means something. Send my niggas bread, although they tell me they don't need nothing. And when I wake up in the morning tryna eat something, my niggas in the other areas tryna beat something. I'm tryna see something, send a car and creep something. And wait for the call and ask them did they leave something. I don't really like lying to my mum. And I fumbled when she asked me where this money from my son. And I told her that I draw it from my legal every month. And I'm saving cause this music ain't paying me for fun. It ain't paying me for nothing. Hence why I'm hitting corners, getting less than nothing. Straight from my brother, from another gully govern. And no bitch could ever try beg me for nothing. No bitch ain't begging for no backing back. Bitch, I'm from the hood. I don't deal with cycle, go key up my whip, I wish you would. Still gon' come around and tell this good. friends I still say don't think you should. Tryna put on for my team and put on for the blocker. I got one eye for the snakes and one's for undercover. I bounce back when the trap decided just to fuck up. I never had the 30 older, weren't the type to look up. Tryna put on for my team and put on for the blocker. I got one eye for the snakes and one's for undercover. I bounce back when the trap decided just to fuck up. I never had the 30 older, weren't the type to look up. Stepped in the club like Money Rich did. Girl tryna ask you I'm coming in with. She just wanna fuck when the night gets lit. All night, tryna ride on stick. And bro try.
will Caesar produce the gifts they give?
Music. GM, everybody. Got another banger for you guys today. We've got industry legend Luke from Pixels today, and they've freshly launched a new platform called Stacked, and we're gonna discover that with you guys today. Have a look at it, ask him some questions, and also get to know his thoughts on the industry as a whole. So yeah, welcome, Luke.
Hey guys, thanks so much for having me. Sorry, I'm calling from such a weird
Can't hear
location
you.
today.
Don't know if that's.
Oh, one second.
Oh no, that's my bad. Give me.
Can you
one
not
second.
hear me, or
Yeah, I can
Okay.
hear you. Sorry, it's not a Ronin.
Okay.
It's not a Ronin radio show without some technical mishaps on my end. So.
Amazing? Yeah,
What?
no, sorry, I'm calling from a weird location today, but that's life, right?
I was about to say it. It looks quite calming. The location you're in.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Where
But
are you at? Where are you at in the world these days?
Miami.
Okay. That's not with that tree behind you is not what I would have said. It looked like you're on a tropical island of some sort, but
Yeah, Miami's nice.
Yeah. Cool.
But
So
yeah,
yeah,
no,
like,
appreciate you having me.
no, it's always a pleasure, dude. Like I was briefing with the team a bit before the show, and we were like, it's sometimes we forget how few successful products there are in Web3, and you and your team are one of the ones that have built that with Pixels, right? A massive hit, and while it was on Ronin, etc. So always a pleasure to have you on and get your thoughts as someone who's actually built a successful product, So yeah, let's go through Stacked a little bit. Like, let's say that, like, for a viewer out there who's like never heard of it, never used it, how do we explain it simply to them?
Yeah, Stacked is basically a lot of the tech that we've been building out behind Pixels in order to make play to earn work packaged into a product. So yeah, for just like the average person watching this, basically it's just a new app that you can go to and earn rewards in Pixels and other games soon. And then on like the studio side, we also built a product for game developers that basically makes it very easy to make your game play to earn as well.
Nice. And so, like, how is this? In what ways is this like better, bigger than other questing platforms that we've seen? Like, what makes this stand out in your eyes?
Yeah, so I think everyone who's played in the Web3 or who's been a part of the Web3 ecosystem for a long time knows that when you start to create incentive systems or start to add in any kind of reward into your game, it's very easily broken and botted, right? And basically, it's really, really easy to make a bad reward system. Like, it's not complicated, right? You just say, hey, we're going to give you a reward for posting on X or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you'll get hundreds and hundreds of bots making posts, and you won't have any more rewards to give out, right? So a lot of the work we've been doing at Pixels is to figure out how we can actually make a system that doesn't break its scale and can provide play to earn for the players and still make an ecosystem or a business profitable, right? Like, it's actually, it sucks to talk about that on the player side, but it's an important part, right? Like, if you don't have a game that can support itself and grow and be financially viable, then the game's going to shut down and those rewards are going to drip anyway. So essentially what we've been trying to do is create reward systems that don't drain the reward system and still reward players.
Yeah. I think when I saw that you guys were launching Stacked, I was out of the loop and you guys had like talked about it, leaked it about it before, but I feel like I caught up with it when you guys launched, and for me it felt like a surprise because it's like you guys were last time where I was listening and paying attention on that. It's like you guys were talking about building more games, etc. So it was like a surprise to see like a questing platform. But the way you're talking about it there seems like it's all linked, right? It's a tool to empower Pixels and also other games, right?
Yeah. So it seems at first glance like it might be different from what we've been doing or a pivot, but it's not, because
Yeah.
really it's what I like to say, it's just Pixels is stacked and stacked is Pixels. Most of the tech that is inside of Stacked is being used in Pixels right now,
Mm.
and it was developed with Pixels from the very beginning, right? So, and it's still a part of the Pixel ecosystem too. So it's not even a divergence from Pixel, the token, or anything that we're doing here. Basically, what Stack does for the stuff we've been previously doing is it makes our lives a lot easier building out Pixels, right? And it's also something that's useful for other teams too. The way that we engineer and build anything, and it's a good engineering practice to do that, is you should always build stuff, even if only you use it, with the idea of other people needing to use it too. Because as your team grows, as you want to maintain things, it's just a good engineering practice. So we had started building a lot of our play to earn systems that way from the beginning. And as we've been fine tuning them and making them, actually work, it's just kind of where we ended up basically. Like we have a platform that makes Pixels better, and we can also share it with other teams.
Yeah, that's the like as you were talking, the thought that occurred to me was like even from my previous question about like what makes this better than other questing platforms, and it's actually who's building it, right? Most people who are building questing platforms aren't necessarily teams that have built a successful game. Like this, one of the ways this probably stands out is because you built it for yourself, but also like for yourself as in Pixels, but also for the future products, right? I'm trying to think of how has the launch gone? Like, are you finding that like what's the conversion rate from like the players playing the active player base playing Pixels? Are you finding like how are you finding the adoption so far?
Yeah, so I consider this launch a soft launch because what we still need to do is now we've released Stacked, right? There's this concept of live ops in the game, basically managing a game's day to day after it releases, right? Now we have to kind of learn how to do that with Stacked also. So we are tuning it by hand in the beginning stages to make sure that we, are like keeping a close eye on rewards, making sure that we're able to get enough out, making sure they're going to the right places. The next stage will be kind of adding an agentic layer, which should speed up that process like 100x, so we can give out unique rewards to unique users, like basically every day. But yeah, we're in live ops mode right now, basically, and learning how to do the live ops. So we've seen good conversion of users using Pixels into Stack. Like basically most users who are playing Pixels daily are using Stack now, which is great. But that's going to be the key thing that we're looking at over the next like month before we start to open it up to more teams. Like we need to fine tune how it works inside of our own game, and then we'll start to open up to other games also.
Yeah, I was about to ask you like what titles or what games can we expect to be on the platform soon? Are you already in discussion with certain teams, or you're just even that's on the back burner for now as you focus on the live ops?
Yeah, we are in discussions with a bunch of other teams. Like there was a lot of interest when we initially posted about it. And like I've been talking about this for a long time with other people in the industry.
Yeah.
So yeah, there'll be more games coming in soon. The first thing that we need to do is we need to fine tune it and make sure it works really, really great for us. Because we already had it in Pixels and we were working with it in Pixels, but now it's kind of a bigger thing. It's like a bigger launch. So yeah, this is like the live ops mode of it basically. So my priority is essentially for the next month, I want to make sure that it's feeling super good for Pixels users. That way we don't have to maintain like 4 to 5 games at once at a fresh start. Like we can just focus on Pixels, learn all the things we need to, and then start to onboard other games.
Can I make one suggestion? Because is there, or maybe it's already planned, but is there will there be dark mode on the website?
Yeah, it's funny. I'm actually the one that designed it, and I was like, no, we're not adding dark mode. But yeah, we should add dark mode.
Oh yeah, because I guess it messes with the theme and the color and all of that if it's dark, but it was I'm just addicted to dark mode, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can get that. We can get that.
against your wishes. So is it? Do you have? Is it like the projects or the that you want that will be joining, etc.? Is it? Will it solely be like Web3 stuff, or do you have your eyes also, or maybe even context in? Because I can totally see this working for like a Web2 game, right? Is that part of the plans, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. So honestly, when we built this, we weren't even we there was one train of thought where we're like, we don't even add Web3 to it. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or like the Web3 is just like a
No.
transition essentially. Or like Web3 is just the like cash out functionality.
Mm.
Um, when I say the Web3, I mean more like blockchain
Yeah,
specific
the
support.
crypto rails. Yeah.
Yeah, so we were always gonna have crypto rails because crypto rails is like the best cash out available to man right now. Instant
Mm.
cash out, no
Yeah.
KYC. It's a better option. But one of the things we're debating is like how heavy we go on support of crypto games versus Web2 games. Because honestly,
Mm.
we built this with like Web2 products in mind. Because essentially what you can do is you can turn a Web3 or a Web2 game into a
Game.
Web3 game
Exactly.
with this tech stack. And one of the issues what we found with our publishing system, like we have a decentralized publishing system almost with staking, right? Was there's not that many games out there that are actually publishable inside of Web3. If you like really dig into it, I've probably have
Mm.
talked to every single Web3 game that's out and live now.
Mm.
And there's a few ones that are doing pretty decent, right? But like how many Web3 games are out there that are live 24/7 that are, making
Yeah.
revenue? There might be less than 10.
Yeah, not
Um,
enough, not enough to make a platform like Stacked run. You need more. You need to think bigger, right?
well, yeah, exactly. So like there's two approaches that you can take with that then if you're trying to build an
Mhm.
ecosystem. You can help games start up from the ground and like go like full indie route, which is kind of the route that like Ronan was trying to take, or you can, start to work with Web2 games to give them the Web3 benefits, right? It's funny because like anything you're building inside of Web3, it's going to face the same problems. Like, the problems that platform like Stacked is going to face is going to be the same problems that a chain like Ronin is going to face, right? Like, where are the games? How do you get them in? How do
Yeah,
you foster them, right? Um, Now, what's good about our tech stack is, to join Stacked, it's a really easy integration. It's just like a few lines of code where you're logging events essentially in the beginning stages. And then what we can start to do is analyze player behavior and start to give out rewards based on different in-game actions. Um, and yeah, that's kind of the like short-term difference right now. How do we build a system that is really, really easy for other people to join? That's like also a no-brainer too. Like with Stacked, it's a much smaller scope than like fully bringing something on chain in the beginning stages,
mm,
right?
yeah,
Like there's not every single ownership layer in the game. Like if you were to bring a game on the Ronin, there'd be so many more player benefits. To like fully bring a Web2 game on the Ronin versus like fully bringing a Web2 game on the Stack. Like Stack, we just do the reward part, right? Um, but but it's so much easier to like commit to it, and it's so much easier of a value proposition in the beginning stages because we can basically go to a game and just say, hey, like we have clear case studies inside of our own games that implementing Stack increases LTV of your user, it
mm,
decreases the CAC, and it's an easy sell that way. So when I think about how you can actually bring Web2 into Web3, like that's how I think about it. Like how do you make it so that it's very low friction and low risk to try it out, and like a low commitment to try it out? How do you make it so that the value prop of like joining this thing is super obvious and like hard to say no
yeah,
to as well?
yeah. Like and make it a no-brainer. It's, I guess, especially for Web2 games, and I think that's where probably the fact that it doesn't look like it's crypto helps, because you need, like, yeah, I think a lot of Web2 games, that would be one of the things that adds friction, is that they don't want their name besmirched with the whole blockchain crypto thing, and in the worry that they might lose gamers or stuff like that, like how we saw like the hate from all the normies about NFTs and stuff like that. I think,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a
I'm
huge
excited to
issue
see.
for sure.
I'm excited to see what will be like the first Web2 title on Stacked. Do you already have some ideas, or like
Well,
okay,
so
what
here's
can
the
you what
thing.
can you leak to us a little bit?
Yeah, when Stacked launches, it's funny because like there's already this concept of play to earn that's working a little bit in Web 2 right now. I think a lot of people in following Web 3 haven't seen that. There's platforms out there inside of Web 2 right now that are not as good as what Stacked could be if we like fully get it working.
Hmm.
Um, but they basically will like pay you real money to go out and try a game like Monopoly Go or like a match three game and all of this. So yeah, we can actually integrate those systems and we'll have Web 2 games that you can earn rewards for when the mobile app launches. And we'll give you crypto rewards for it. So you'll be able to get rewards for playing some Web 2 games already in Stacked. And then we'll work on like a fuller integration with Web 2 games after that.
Right. So yeah, what can you tell me more about like your there you're talking about like how what are your plans to like enter some fresh markets or like marketing strategies to penetrate fresh markets? Like I'm sure you have very creative ideas with all your marketing experience.
Yeah,
What
I
are
think
some of the unique things you're maybe envisioning?
yeah, there's a couple things. Like one is like literally we're just gonna start doing performance marketing, like
What's
normal
that?
games will,
What's
which
performance
basically
marketing?
means like running paid ads.
Yeah.
So yeah, Pixels has never really done that at scale, but we actually have been testing it for the last 4 to 6 months. Um, the easiest way to grow Stacked will basically be to grow our own first party games and have Stacked be the killer advantage that helps us grow the first party games better than anything else out there, right?
What do you call
And ideally we
what do you call sorry, what do you call first party games? What do you mean by that?
like the games that we build. So a first party
Oh, yeah.
game is just like the games that we're building in-house, right? So
Okay,
we
okay.
have Pixels, obviously, and we have a
Mm.
new game coming out too, Chubkins, and we'll
Yeah.
probably start working on other titles as well, like pretty shortly after. Um, but the idea is if I want to grow Stacked, what do I need to do? I need games to grow Stacked, and I need Stacked to help them grow better than other
Mm.
places they would grow, right? The best shot that we have of growing a game is, we could go and like try to find a perfect title that's perfectly ready for Stacked, and there probably are some out there, right? So we'll go and do that. But the best chance that we have is most likely with our own titles, with Pixels and Chubkins and everything else that we build, because we know the system best. We know how to build play to earn and marketing there
Mm.
best. And essentially what we want to do is we want to start to market play to earn to more normies. That's kind of the goal here. Chubkins will be like a very normie game. It's not going to be hard to play. It's going to not even feel play to earn when you first start playing it. And then we're going to kind of like catch the normies off guard with some play to earn mechanics. And we're pretty sure it's going
Yeah.
to melt their brains.
Yeah. Trick them by giving them free money for a game they enjoy. They'll hate that.
Hmm.
Yeah. No, so I'm starting to see the vision a little bit more like the fact that Stacked is Pixels and your other games and vice versa. As in like even how you're building, it's gonna play like Stacked is gonna play a core part in anything you're building in the future also, right? It's like it's almost like you don't want to build a game if it doesn't work with Stacked, because that's probably means it's not the kind of game you want to be building, is what I'm hearing from our discussion so far. Yeah, like I think it's because on the surface it seems it's just like it just looks like a questing platform, but there's a lot more to it, right? And it's like what you do with it, where you go from here. So yeah, I was thinking when I was exploring it, how do you feel about the like a lot of questing platforms have like a reroll function or something like that. Is that on the cards maybe? Like what?
Maybe, yeah, there are more gamification layers that we can do. Here's the thing about this versus other stuff.
Mhm.
Like, it's going to take us like a month to fully get there. Like the tech behind Stacked is a lot more sophisticated than other questing platforms that have come out before. Um, and there's a lot more nuance and depth, basically. Like a lot of these questing platforms are rule based, where it's like, oh, if you're level 10, we're going to give you this task, right?
Mhm.
Level 10 in this game, level 4 in this game, X amount of dollars in your wallet, then maybe we'll give you this task. And like honestly, those kinds of ones are more sophisticated than most others.
Mm.
Now with Stacked, we want to get to hyper personalization, where basically every single user gets something different,
Yeah, very
based on like
granular.
everything that everything they're doing. So the ideal situation is one, if we do show you a reward that doesn't seem fair or possible, like we just probably shouldn't show you that kind of reward again.
Mm.
Like that's kind of the whole idea here. Like we want to only give rewards that make sense to give. Um, because that's where the efficiency unlocks are, right?
Yeah, I see. Like, as in, no, I get it. It's as in, like, yeah. What so does AI play a role in that then? It has to, right? To like to learn every user, like even probably I'm thinking very basically here, but even like if a quest stays on somebody's profile and you see them logging in and they don't get the quest done, after a while you learn from that. Is that
Yeah, AI is
yeah.
funny. So like we're
I
doing a
guess my
bunch of
question is,
traditional.
talk to me about AI and its role in Stacked is the question I was asking instead
Yes.
of that ramble.
So we're doing a bunch of traditional machine learning, which is like a subsection of AI that kind of gets forgotten about a lot, and like data science also.
Mm.
So essentially, how we built Stacked was we kind of built it like a recommendation system, like an ad network, like all of these things you might have heard of before. Those are not easy to build even in modern day, and like LLMs took like a lot of the, you know, cool part of AI, or the trendiness of AI, but yeah, those are still all really solid and they work essentially. So a lot of what we're doing is we're doing like trends over big data sets, like segmentation, like really some of the basic stuff, in order to help, predict what a user might do when we give them a certain reward or when we surface one, in order to help predict, what the reward outcome might be. And what's really cool is we had that whole system set up, and that's kind of the core of Stacked. The thing that we've added on top is an agentic layer, and that's where we're using like AI as the buzzword, but it's working pretty well. Essentially, what it can do is it can use all these data science tools that we developed, where it's like help predict what this reward might do. It can go and take a look at all the data that we're collecting on like gameplay. So it's like, oh, these players are normally engaging in these mechanics, and these types of players are normally engaging in these mechanics, and these types of players stop doing these mechanics after this happens. And it can take all of these things together and help suggest and create new rewards to give to users. It can actually do some of the testing too, and it can read results of tests and help create new things based on those results. It's basically doing a lot of the work of what a data science would have to do, where
Mm.
it's so hard to do this
Mm.
individually. Like basically, um, if you wanted like this level of granularity with every single game, we thought we were gonna have to do this at first. We thought we were gonna have to have a data scientist with every game that we onboard at the beginning
Mm.
stages. Now it's like, no, we just have a data scientist give general instructions for the agents based on what they know, um, using all the tools that we have, and they're doing a pretty good job of doing exactly what our data scientists would be doing per game.
Yeah, this seems it's like as someone who's not a data scientist, but like I would imagine like that amount of data is it's almost scary, right? How much data you have to deal like that you have at your disposal, and it's like, what do you do with it? How do you analyze it? What's important? But you guys have been talking about this and studying this even since Pixels. I remember like tuning into your the weekly AMAs you guys did, etc. And you guys talking about that, about like every little action, where people go on their screens, what grabs their attention where, and all of these things. And it's like I find it fascinating to like to get to see inside your mind, I guess, about taking all of you like what you've learned so far and turning it into this. So I'm excited to see where you guys go with it next. How can we talk a bit about like the economics and all of that? How does that work? Like how does the like the yeah, talk to me a bit more about economics on the platform, your thoughts on that.
Yeah, so there's like concept of micro and macro economics. Microeconomics is like this when you start to drill into just how one person behaves typically. And I like to explain to people what we're doing as we're building a system where we can reward people and we can still have the games be profitable. So that's important. Like, I know the players don't like to think about that or talk about that sometimes, but basically you want the game to also be able to make money. And it's not extracting, it's like literally just building a business, right? Like games have to make some kind of money in order to keep the lights on, right? Otherwise, players are extracting from the developers, and the developers can't actually support themselves and pay their own
Mm.
salaries and
Yeah.
live a life. Um, then it just doesn't work, right? So like you need both of these things to happen. Like you need outcomes that feel good to players, and you need outcomes that feel good to the studios so that they can actually continue to build games. Now, how do you do that? Well, the most obvious way and the first kind of reward to start with would be thinking about like a cashback reward. When people are like, oh, how can you make play to earn profitable? Well, no, there's very clearly tasks that would obviously always be profitable. Like, for example, if you gave a reward to somebody who is spending inside of the game and you gave them like 5% of that purchase back, right? That is a clear example of an obvious reward that would clearly be profitable
Yeah.
to the game. Now, what's interesting is like that's kind of lame, to be honest. And you can get a lot more depth with play to earn once you start to level it up. Like a lot of what we talk about is also the macro side, where a good example I bring up often is if you just built a game that was only focused on bringing in whale users, the really high spenders. One, every game in crypto, if they only focused on whales, here's the real truth. I've taken a look at most other games inside of Web3. They have less than 50 spenders typically. And I'm talking the bigger ones on Ronin also. Like if you only had a game with whales, you would have 50 players inside of your game. That's not a very good game, not very successful, right? The reality is when you're designing economies, people in free-to-play games already know this. You need other players inside of a game for it to feel lively, for it to feel good, and for it to really work. Like the games don't work if there's only 50 players inside of them. And these other players have a lot of value for the ecosystem, and they should be rewarded also, essentially. And this is already verified inside of Web 2. Essentially, giving out rewards for different types of users, or like not giving out rewards. Like if people in Web 2, they want to retain or acquire different types of users, right? That's why they'll spend a lot of user acquisition dollars, not just on whales, but other segments of users. The same thing can be done with rewards, where it's like, yeah, obviously these players might not be spending so much, but they still can get rewards because we want them in the game. We want to keep them retained, and them being inside of the game leads to a better overall outcome for the game and for those players.
Yeah, it's like if you don't you wouldn't even have those 50 whales in a game if you didn't have all those other players, because those 50 people, one of the main reasons a lot of the people who spend in games spend is like to show off virtually and stuff like that. So if you don't even have a player base that you can show your shining new piece of armor to, then you don't have a game. Can I like what? I imagine, like you were talking about the fact that you talk to a lot of the other game devs. What do you see in the industry that you like from other games? Like what comes to mind when you think of that? Like things that have been tried and that you see unfolding
inside of Web3, inside of Web 2, just in general.
I guess like because I think your insight would be valuable.
Yeah, I mean, inside of Web3, risk to earn is still interesting to me. It's not the area that I want to be building in, but I think it's one of the most surefire ways that will work in crypto. We're building something that's different than risk to earn. It's play to earn. But risk to earn is a model that definitely will work inside of crypto. So the team's experimenting with that and like really diving into that, I think is very interesting. I actually think the like new product that Ronin launched was quite interesting. I do think that the Southeast Asian market is often very overlooked, and it is very powerful. And building out a like trading card product specifically for that market is interesting.
Vault,
Vault is what it's called.
We had them on the show last week, and it was because I think they launched last week, right? Yeah, they launched a couple of days before the show. Yeah, it's an interesting approach that You don't see many people doing, but as we know with the surge of Axie, etc., like Southeast Asia is very powerful when they all unite under a product, under a game, and it's like the whole world always overlooks it, right? I guess it's akin to games focusing on the whales as opposed to the whole player base, right? It's like there's great power in numbers, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm very interested in the Southeast Asian and Brazilian markets still. Like those are probably where we're gonna spend most of our time and energy and focus
Nice.
for all of our stuff. Um, yeah, they're interesting markets.
Yeah. What about in Web 2 then? About like what do you see in the gaming sphere that you like?
Yeah, so in Web 2 there's two big trends going on right now, which are, interesting for the Web 3 side of things. It's funny because like the Web 3 stuff, we were all right about a lot of the stuff that we were talking about. Basically, real money gaming is becoming much bigger inside of Web 2.
Mhm.
Things like Triumph is a good example. It's like a casual betting. Like you can play Flappy Bird and you can bet against other players that you're going to be better at Flappy Bird. It's
Hmm.
funny because they go through a lot of anti-bot issues. Um, but yeah, it's interesting. That's a trend. Obviously, like gambling, poly market. Again, not a fan of that, but it's like
Yeah,
pointing
scary.
towards like more, yeah, it's pointing towards like more real money elements getting added to more normal parts of life.
Yeah.
Um, I think there's better ways to do that are not so like I think a thing like poly market, pump fund, like those are quite extractive. Not something that I would want to be building myself, but there is obviously clearly consumer demand for that and it's growing. Um, and then yeah, play to earn is becoming a bigger trend inside of Web 2 right now. I think a lot of people have missed that. What we're doing here in Stacked, I'm not gonna lie, it's not entirely unique because there are similar play to earn apps in Web 2 right now. Now, what we're able to do because the team has such deep experience is we can offer a much richer play to earn experience. But there
Mm.
are a couple play to earn apps inside of Web 2 right now in the last year or two that have really started to take off.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, that's where your edge is, I guess, is your experience behind building pixels, etc. And yeah. So and okay. And so what are your views on like Ronin at the moment, like with the transition to L2 and in these tough market conditions, etc. What
Well,
how what are your thoughts on how things have been um, unfolding?
I mean, yeah, Ronin's best shot is having great products on Ronin. So it has two options on how to do that. Just the same thing that I was describing with, Stacked and our problem. How do we grow Stacked? Well, we need to either work with really great partners or we need to build our own great stuff, right? So Ronin has to do the same thing. Now, Stacked is going to live on Ronin. Stacked will have multi-chain support, but like the home base will be on Ronin. Um, and like most players on Stacked will be on Ronin. Um, Ronin's also working on like a new game themselves too. Okay, because I think they recognize the same problem, the Axie MMO, and I actually think that they have an amazing chance if they get it right to really build something huge and great with that. And if that works, like all of Ronin's problems will be figured out. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Um, they just need a hit.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think they're doing the right stuff. Web3 gaming is just in a hard spot right now, right? Because it's in an area where it's not just, oh, you have to build a product and like that's the same quality as Web2. It's like, no, people actively hate Web3. So you're kind of
Mm.
fighting against the tidal current, right? You don't have any of the speculation layer that you used to have. So yeah, you have to fight against against the tide basically. But if you have a great experience and a great product, people will use it. So that's still what we need to do and like figure out. And I think that's what Ronin's on track to do.
Do you think a hit is possible in Web3? Not just Ronin, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when before Pixels hit, everybody was saying Web3 gaming was dead, right? And then
Mm-mm.
Pixels hit and it spurred like a year and a half, 2 years of like, oh, Web3 gaming is back, right? Um, so yeah, it's totally possible. You just need a good game with the right economics at the right time. What's great about
what do you
Axie is they have
yeah, I was gonna say sorry, but you were answering it. Like what do you think that looks like? What do you think that hit looks like?
Axie is a huge treasury still. I think people forget that.
Yeah.
Um, so I think they're going to be all right. Like they just need the product behind it, right? And if
Yeah.
they have the right product, they'll be able to do what they need to grow it sufficiently. The team has experience. The team's been there and done that. They've seen like more than anybody else inside of Web3. Um, but yeah, they need the game out. They need it to be good. They need it to be sustainable this time around. And like tools like Stack maybe could help them, which is
Yeah.
cool, right?
Yeah. It's like you guys have always been like proponents with Pixels of like building in public, right? That's why you're doing your AMAs and you were like updating things as you went. What are your thoughts on like them doing it as playtests? I know they're very early in the build, right? But it's like, do you think at what stage would you suggest to them like to just put it live and build, like so that people have something to sink their teeth in? Or do you think
Yeah,
that's what
there's
they should do?
definitely, I don't know. Like, I think building in public was the right call for us. It's not easy. It's really hard. And sometimes it's a little distracting in the, like not good ways, but I
Mm,
wouldn't change what we did. I could see why it wouldn't work for every team though.
okay.
Like sometimes if you are genuinely building the right thing, it's good to just be heads down and get it out, right? It's like, the iPhone, Apple doesn't build in public, right? Because
Yeah.
they're pretty sure what they're going to build is the right thing most of the time, but then sometimes they do flop. So that is the risk. But also imagine if they were building in public and like the loudest, like noisiest people were like, you need to add 6 cameras. And they're like, oh, we need to add 6 cameras. Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you get the wrong feedback too. So building in public, it takes a lot of discipline to make sure that you are understanding what people are saying and understanding why they might be saying something, but not taking every single
Yeah.
suggestion at face value.
Yeah, no, and I can, especially at this crucial time where the game really needs to be a hit, you can't afford to be derailed by a loud voice, right? It's or by the wrong loud voices, right? Things need to stay in the lab for now, I guess. Yeah, and even when we're talking about like Web3 gaming, all of that, and Ronin, there's not that many games that I can think of that are even outside of Ronin, right? I know there's a few, like a few, but like all of this, it's the industry is weakened at the moment, but a lot of the products are on Ronin. So it's like, I think we might, if things go well, if Ronin gets its big hit, we'll all be looking back and thinking about this time where there was almost no one here. Yeah. How long do
Yeah,
you
I mean,
think,
I'm optimistic.
how long do you think this, like the lull that we're in, will take? Like how long do you envision this going on for?
I don't know. I almost feel like this next bull market won't be as sexy as the last. I don't think everything will run. I think only the things that are actually fundamentally solid will. Um, I do think this market right now is really undervaluing some stuff. It's crazy. Like if
Hmm.
we were to go out and raise at on like an equity valuation for like stacked, it would probably be worth a lot more than token valuation, which is kind of funny.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, that's kind of the idea. Like I think there's a pricing mismatch right now in like projects that are fundamentally sound. I think that projects that are fundamentally sound will stand out in the next few years. And again, it won't be so sexy. They'll be like, oh, this company's growing 20% or
What
like
what
10% month on
what
month. Yeah.
what projects come to mind when you say that?
What's the hard part? Like how many one, I would look at projects right now that are able to generate revenue.
Mhm.
And like honestly, I would look at projects that generate revenue outside of your native token. That's a good thing to be looking at also. Unless the project is able to do like significant like burns, but I don't know of any project that has net burn with their native token. Um, So I would look at projects generating revenue outside of their native token to have some kind of yield going to it still.
Yeah, which is rare in the industry, I guess. But it's like sometimes it feels like it's like the chicken or the egg, as in like which will come first, like the like a hit and a good product, but you need yeah. I'm getting a bit lost in my thoughts, sorry. But it sure are interesting times that we're in, because it's just like we're in a bit of a lull, but that's also the best time to pick your winners, right? So yeah. Overall, how have you been doing? Also, like, is because launching a product, but also like I always wonder, especially for founders that are working hard in a space that's being undervalued with the market conditions that we're in. How does that weigh on you? Like, is it?
I mean,
you seem
yeah,
to be
I'm
enjoying Miami, like the calmness of Miami, but like overall, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I feel a great responsibility to everyone who's believed in us, right? And I want to prove to people that we are building something like real here. I want to prove to people that this stuff can work. So I just think about that, like my responsibility to like all the people who believed in us. Like on the personal level, right? Like I'm fine. Don't worry about me. But yeah, I take this role seriously, right? And I just want to build something that works and like help reward the people who believed in us, including like team, people who are here. Yeah, all of that.
Yeah, I guess the last question I want to tackle is also like, how does it look like for, let's say a game is listening to us right now? Like, how do they get involved if they want to get on Stacked? How does that look like? How does the process look like for a game that wants to be on your platform in the future?
Yeah, message me on X. Even though I'm locked out, I'll get back on it tomorrow. Or message Pixels on X, like that one we have access to right now.
Yeah.
Or yeah, there's a form on the website too. You can fill that out, and I'll get in touch with you. But yeah, we're open to working with people. Like I said, our first month, we're gonna really focus on making sure the experience is great for our games and Pixels users. But like, if you have a use case or you have a game out that's like a good candidate now, we'll work with you now to get ready.
Yeah, nice. Okay. Well, congratulations on the launch. And yeah, let's for anyone in chat, the website is stack.xyz, right? So that's where people need to go to just check out the platform, see how you feel, and especially once dark mode is added, it'll be even more enjoyable. So yeah, I can see the reluctance in your eyes. But yeah, so yeah, thanks for coming on today. Thanks for showing us Stacked. I think it would be interesting to have you on in the future once more games are on there, to get your thoughts on that, on how that process is going. And yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
See ya.
All right, bye.
Right. Yeah, so that was interesting. I think even just on a personal level, I enjoyed getting to understand a bit more of the vision, because honestly, you wouldn't expect people who've built a very successful game to go then to a route of making a quest platform. But as he said, it's like it's more than a questing platform. It's like it is a play to earn platform. It's like a game in itself, and we'll see. For now, it's like I'm excited. What I've got going in my head right now is just thinking, excited to see the directions that they pick, how innovative they get with their marketing, what markets they manage to penetrate, and that's what'll make this platform bigger, better than the counterparts that it might have. So yeah, that was a good show. And yeah, I'm excited to have him on in a few weeks, in a few months, to see how that whole process is going. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you guys next week.
not a chance that I can't hear any of you fuckers right now, and you actually are.
Oh, shut